Ciso. Oh, it's fabulous! A strike to get you up off your seats.
Hello and welcome to Seagulls Social Crystal Palace preview. It's the big one, boys. It's the local rivalry, not the derby. It is a big game.
Yeah, M23 derby, isn't it, mate?
Crystal Palace away. Yeah, M23
the noisy neighbours.
Honestly, the amount of times, the noisy neighbours. And now it's actually set up to be a great game, boys, because Palace come off the back of a 2-2 draw against the reigning champions Manchester City, whilst Brighton of Albion come off the back of a decent season so far. We're doing pretty well on all fronts. So it's going to be a good game, boys. Ben?
Classic.
Do you want to
It's
kick us off?
typical, isn't it? Yeah,
Let's
I do.
start with
Palace have been in absolute turmoil this season. And, of course, as soon as they're coming up to the big game, their cup final...
I'm just hiding.
Sorry, no. As soon as they're coming up to our big game, it's a big game for both clubs. They... Sorry, do not clip that. As soon as it turns up to this match on Thursday, they get an unbelievable result at the Etihad. It's just typical. And then we get absolutely trounced by Arsenal. So, yeah. Am I looking forward to it? Yes, because it's always a great game to look forward to. Am I nervous? Absolutely, because it is these games, these rivalries, they are like cup finals, no matter what day you play them on, no matter what time it is in the season. They're cup finals and anything can happen. So I'm looking forward to it for that reason. But yeah, obviously, every single time, absolute shit in my pants.
Fairs.
And Ryan, how are you feeling going into the game?
Oh, mate, yeah, rubbish. To be fair, I hate it. I hate the build up to Palace. It's always the same. We say we've forgotten about each other. We get to the week of playing each other, and I can't stand it. And I hate every single minute before it, and most of the minutes in it, because it's never as easy as it should be for anyone. It's normally the worst team gets a result. And last time we beat them and we weren't very good, so it still stays the same. So yeah, it's always a tough game by any stretch. It's the definition of a rivalry, isn't it? As Ben says, it's a cup final. If I was to do any banter, we're finally getting to let them play on a Thursday night, which is lovely. But all joking aside, that's a great one, isn't it? If we don't think of a chant for that, mate, we've missed out. We've missed out big time, because we might not get back to the Europa League for a long time, if ever.
Conference League, mate.
So it'd be a shame to not use that on that night, if I'm honest. But I will be at Selhurst, although I have missed the last two games, which I'm very gutted about. But I will be at Selhurst Park. And yeah, I just roll it on, mate. Roll it on, because I want to just be there, get it out my system, because everything before that is horrible.
And let's talk about form as well. So Palace, their last 4 home games they've lost. They've lost to Tottenham, Everton, Bournemouth and Liverpool. And our away record, we've now lost to Chelsea and Arsenal away, which are decent teams. But then prior to that in the Europa League, we've gone and beat AEK Athens, Ajax and Nottingham Forest. So Ben, let's start with you. How do you think their home form? Do you think their home form is a factor, or do you think it's just another game? Of course, like that goes out the window when it's two teams that hate each other play.
I don't know. Historically, our team never does well in a toxic atmosphere or in an atmosphere like Palace's or anything like that. I feel like the experience that we've had this year, going to AEK, going to Ajax, especially going to Marseille, how noisy that was. I'd like to think our players are now probably the most acclimatised to going into a game like this with that sort of atmosphere. You know, Crystal Palace have a drum, very scary. They have a group of people that dress up in black, very scary for some of these Brighton players, and they can make it a really tough atmosphere. There was they obviously are a little bit scary, but yeah, I'm just joking. I think right now,
what is this?
Sorry, I'm trying to not piss everyone off and get clipped up. But at the same time, I just want to, obviously, because it's fun. I think, like I said, our team are in the best place to be going into this game, simply because of the experiences that we've had in Europe this year. So I think we could do well. And yeah, like you said, their home form has been pretty abysmal. And some of the stuff that Roy Hodgson's been saying in the press this year has actually annoyed quite a lot of the Palace fans, saying that they've been spoiled over the past few years. I think that was after they lost to Bournemouth at home. So if Bournemouth can beat them, I know they've been doing well, but if Bournemouth can get a good result against them by playing decent football, then surely we can, because we play great football as well.
And just to throw it in there, Ryan, before you give your take, our last win against them at Crystal Palace at Selhurst is, of course, that Anthony knockout goal and Murray when we beat them 2-1. So just quickly on that then, with their home form being pretty poor at the moment, do you expect them to set up any differently? Do you think they're going to play in a different way? Because obviously the last game out in Man City, that was away at the Etihad. It was probably a different game plan. Do you think they're going to try and attack us at home?
Yeah, of course they will. I mean, I think they'd be stupid not to. It's I could write a handbook on how to beat Brighton if they want it, because everyone, I think, sort of worked it out by now. Palace are capable of doing that, as we know. They've got a lot of luck against us as well, it's worth noting. So we probably due a little bit of that back at some point. But at the same time, I don't think we've had the right killer mentality going there yet. We had it sort of under De Zerbi last time, but then of course, then Sanchez drops it. Cheers for that, Robert. And it's just we've not gone and killed them. But they haven't really killed us a lot recently. But I think still the Benteke moment always haunts. I know that was at the Amex technically, but it's COVID, so it don't really matter who it's played at. We just don't really get that there. So I don't know. I'm not saying I think they'll set up differently. I think they should attack us because it's a rival game. I'd like to hope they want to win it. Otherwise, what's the point in playing? But I don't know. It's different, isn't it? Every single time we play, as we always say, the old phrase, form goes out the window. I don't think it'll make a difference. They've been bad at home. They'll be loud. We know that. We just got to try and deal with it as well as we can, and hopefully silence them as early as possible. We haven't really done that much.
No. To give him credit quickly though, they the game against Liverpool, they did play pretty well, and Hodgson set them up very, very well, I think. And he's a very, very clever manager, so you've got to give him credit there.
Yeah,
so he can easily do exactly the same when we turn up there. And like you said earlier, Ryan, I think the past few times we've gone into this game in really good form, and then it just goes out the window, and then I know we'll get a home largely, did we win 1-0 because of Sonny March. But I think we were heading into that game with incredible form, thinking, oh my God, this could be 4-0, but it never is. And that's why these games are so hard to predict. So we can talk about Crystal Palace's form going into it, getting a good result at City, good performance against Liverpool, but for VAR intervening and giving Liverpool a win. So they're going into this in good form, but yeah, I think it'll just be whatever happens on the day. Like, this is just going to be a very random tie, really.
Yeah, I think usually, the last year, I'd say, if we went to a Palace game, we'd be so full of confidence. We'd be like, this, we could really sort of hurt Palace here. But I think just because of how a few games have gone this season, we still have that little element of doubt. And I think it should always be like when we come up against Palace, it always happens. But let's talk about their players. Like, which ones are you worried about? Let's start with you, Ryan. Obviously, they've got players like Eze, Elise, that Franca as well now. And they have got their fair few injuries as well. Is there anyone you're looking out for, and is there anyone you're scared of going into this one?
Probably one of their defenders, just because they'll end up scoring. Like, it'll be someone we really don't expect. Their best player will ghost.
Joel Ward.
So probably Elise, someone like that will ghost. Like, a bit like how Mitoma was on the best form of his life last time we went there, and then went there and didn't do anything. So I need to think of it completely alternatively. Their best player won't play well. Their worst player will. Tompkins scored last time, right? So it's
Rob Holding.
You need to, something like that. That's what's going to happen. It's such a weird rivalry, mate. Like, nothing happens how it should at all. So for me to go on and say who I'm scared of, it's irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant because it doesn't matter by the first minute. The first minute, everything's changed. I mean, to give them their credit, as you say, they'll set up, they know how to do it in terms of sitting back, and they'll probably look to counter us. It's the first time we're going to them. I think it's the first time we're playing them all together without Zaha. Which is going to be really weird, to be fair. It's I think it was Zaha's last dance, wasn't it, last time at the Amex? Which was,
Veltman absolutely,
which didn't nothing happen. But Zaha, he got locked up by Veltman.
Yeah, Veltman locked him up.
But obviously we got no fullbacks going into it, so that's not great. So it's not going to be easy, mate. We are stretched. We just can't start. We can't start Milner. I'm sorry, I don't want to keep digging out Milner. I feel awful for doing it because I don't do this on podcast, but we can't put him against Elise or Eze or anyone for that matter. To be honest, just Edouard as well. Probably be up for it as well because he's obviously had the Brighton links in the past. I think he was close to signing for us a few years ago, whatever. So.
Just quickly, I know you both mentioned a few players here. Just to let you know, Decore's out injured, Edward's out injured, Rob Holding's out injured, Johnston, Lerma and Raksaki are also out, and Jordan Ayew is serving suspension as well. I think he's done. Yeah, he'll be serving suspension for his straight red. So
you're
they are missing a few players, as well as obviously, of course. So you're saying there's a chance, yeah.
They've got no goalie.
Of course, we've got our injuries.
Oh no,
as well.
they got Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson was all right.
No,
Henderson
Dean
back?
Henderson. Yeah. Yeah, he had a decent game against Man City last time out as well. He played pretty well.
He got cramp,
I
I think, in the second half, which is hilarious because he's a goalkeeper. But he hadn't played for literally a year, and he got cramp somehow being a goalkeeper while saving it. But Maz, I can answer your question though. Just a bit outside the box.
I was about to say, who are you scared of, Ben?
Jefferson Lerma is a weird one. When he's at Bournemouth,
He's a good player.
He's always just like an absolute terrier and just a bit of a shit house,
injured.
kicking people.
He's injured.
All right. Well, we're gonna win. We're gonna win 4-0. Then we don't even need to. We can stop recording now. 4-0 easy dub. Up the Albion. We'll see you after the game.
Like, did you listen to any of the injured players I said?
Literally.
I must have skipped the Lerma part.
He just said all the injuries.
I literally said all the injuries, and yet you still picked the one injury that you could have not picked. Right, I'm going to pick someone because I feel like
anyone left?
you're all we're not picking it. Yeah, Jeffrey Schlupp. You know, really weirdly, I don't rate him that much as a player. I don't think he's that good, but he's effective somehow. He does do well, and he's quite direct. He's quite direct as well, and I'm pretty sure he was involved in the first goal for the Mateta goal as well. I think he's the one who crossed it for Mateta last week.
Mateta's a worry, mate. Mateta's a worry.
He's a big,
actually,
strong.
He's a unit.
Up front, isn't he?
He's big boy. He is, yeah, and he's quite good in front of goal. I know that he obviously gets quite memed and stuff, but I do think he's better than people give him credit for. I mean, he scored that goal against us a couple of years ago. He had a few chances against us before. He's a big unit as well. Obviously, it's going to be a bit of a task for JP, which he's normally quite good against big sort of big centre forwards. But you only need one of them sort of last 10 minutes to come in from across.
Yeah. The worst part is that
dodgy.
When he kicks the corner flag, the Selhurst crowd are all going to shout "boom." Do you remember when he? Do you remember that when he asked the Palace fans that's cringe. I don't know if they do that. Probably don't, to be fair, because even they.
No, I think they do. I think they sing "boom, boom, boom." Mateta's in the room.
Oh yeah, they sing "boom, boom, boom." Yeah,
from the Wenger boys.
Yeah. That was decent when he scored against Liverpool, and if that came on, I did rate that, to be fair. But yeah, no, I'll agree with you then, Mateta, as he's like the only player they've got left. On Jeffrey Schlupp though, like you got to give him respect because he's been playing in the Prem for ages and just like somehow managing to still remain as a Premier League player and still, like you said, Maz, still be quite effective. Whoever he's played for, obviously for Leicester and that sort of thing. So yeah, fair play to him, and he will be a solid player. He's a very reliable player, I think, a bit like Jordan Ayew, very reliable. But obviously, Jordan Ayew.
And then quickly, boys, on the flip side, who do you think is going to have the most impact on the game? I know it's really tough to say because we're not clairvoyant. However, which player do you think is going to be given the freedom to play at their best for Brighton or Albion? And Ryan, we'll start with you.
There's got to be one answer here. There's got to be one answer. And, okay, right, I'm going to paint the picture for you, and then you're going to answer who I'm saying. There's a man who has been creating so much history at the club, scoring some of the biggest goals that we've ever scored in our lives, and he only signed for us this season. And to create that much history and be wanting to be known as the big game player like he was before at his old club, it's about time where he did something against a rival. Because he sort of did it against Chelsea, but we need someone big. And it has to be João Pedro, doesn't it? Because otherwise, who else are we looking at? I mean, we're looking at Mitoma.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Danny Welbeck. But, fuck's sake.
Do you know what? He
didn't sign this
his
season.
Return.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
But Welbs
listen,
is one of them sort of players. No, he doesn't. But maybe we're used to this point. But yeah, I think João Pedro, mate. Like it's got to be him. I mean, if he is big game player, as we said before, he's done it against Marseille, he's done it against Athens, he's done it. Actually, didn't do it against Ajax. He did do it against Ajax at home. So he got to do it. He's got to be there, and I want him to be him because he adds that sort of energy that you want from a big game player, doesn't he? That celebration at the end of the game. He's just pretty cool like that. So yeah, it'd be quite nice for it to be him.
João Pedro, 91st minute penalty, runs straight to the away fans, jumps into the crowd again. Fans on the pitch. I want a repeat of Neil Maupay in the Hyper Turk. That's what I want. I want to be advertisement boards falling over, Fans flooding onto the pitch, spilling over, people falling downstairs, no one getting injured, obviously.
2021 was unbelievable.
Incredible.
You know? Apart from obviously the fact we didn't win.
That week
It's just
when that
cool.
happened and Mope done that bicycle kick against West Ham all in like a few days, that was a very, very good time in my life.
Oh yeah, that was incredible. Yeah,
And
that was
obviously
incredible.
Southampton as well.
All right.
Yeah, miss it.
Equalisers.
And then Ben, so Ryan's gone João Pedro. Ben, who do you think is going to be the most effective or impactful for Brighton?
If it's not João Pedro, it'll be Adingra. I reckon he could cause a few issues for
Ingra.
Simon.
whoever marks him.
guy.
I know they've got
Mate,
Nathaniel Klein.
do you
They've
see
been
him
playing
ski-
Klein a lot recently, haven't they?
Yeah, do you see that when he skins Zinchenko? That was class. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But yeah, it didn't count for anything. So,
Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah.
all right, Adingra and
When
João.
are we going to get a Lewis Dunk
Go on,
goal? When are we going to get a Lewis Dunk goal against Palace?
Oh, it's free kick.
It's
It's
very
free
overdue.
kick.
It's gonna be a free kick.
time.
No,
It will be a free kick. It will be.
Honestly,
It's very
he
overdue,
did it
though,
against
isn't it? I
Marseille.
mean-
he
He
did
gets
it
so
against
much
Marseille,
hate
he
from him,
broke
mate,
me.
and like it's happened for so long. And I was talking to Ollie from the Talk CPFC guy, and I was talking to him last week. I said, who does Palace fans really hate? Like, is there, how like we did with Zaha? And there's not that they just despise Dunk. They hate him. Like it's like a raging hate for him. And I think that's really interesting because I know that they hate him, but I don't feel like they hate him maybe as much as we hated Zaha. But clearly they do. So it'd be quite good for that to happen at Selhurst for once. because we
Knuckleball
always
free
dream
kick,
about it.
top bins. Henderson can't get to it.
Uh,
Inject it.
I'm
Get
gonna
out of dreamland
go.
now, mate.
I'm gonna go Pascal Gross just because he's the boy and I love him and
Apologies.
he's the best. So yeah, I think João Pedro, Adingra,
No one
or
said Mitoma.
Pascal Gross. Hopefully,
Nah.
yeah. No one said
Fraud.
Mitoma. Do you know what? I think he
Matoma's
needs
a
to-
fraud,
he
mate.
needs-
Sell him. Palace, do you want him?
No, do
'Cause
you know
you've got
what?
injuries.
It's really-
You've got injuries. We'll loan him to
Crazy.
Palace. We'll pay for him to go.
No. No, Mitoma is unbelievable, but there are moments though I sometimes do think with him like he does need to be a bit more consistent. That's my only thing with Mitoma.
Oh, there's
He
so
needs
much
to be a bit more
disrespect on this man's
consistent.
name. There's
No,
so much
no.
disrespect.
He's incredible.
If this is
He's
the
a
energy we've got towards
sensational player.
Mitoma, he's
No,
firing.
oh God,
he's
no.
firing
I'm
on Thursday night.
absolutely joking, by the way. I absolutely love Matoma. It's incredible. One of the best players we've ever had.
I'm not.
This is a Maz on
Right,
AFTV
boys.
podcast. This is, mate. We're done.
Yeah, let's go before we screw anything else
Right.
up.
Let's wrap up. Right, Ben, let's start with you. Score predictions.
2-0 Brighton.
2-0.
Not conceding,
That's
no.
mad.
Clean sheet.
Yeah, you heard it. Verbruggen clean sheet, and then it's going to be Jason Steele and goal. We'll lose 4-0.
Ryan.
Fair enough. Oh, mate, I really, really don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I must admit, I'd like Verbruggen to play, Ben. Oh, this is difficult. This is really hard because we concede so many goals. 2-1 because I want us to win, don't I? 2-1 because I want us to win. You've got to predict to win,
2-1.
Otherwise, what's the point of doing a Brighton Palace preview? It'd be awful if I can't say we're going to lose, can I?
Exactly.
So yeah, we got to win. Yeah,
Love
I
it.
really hope we do. Make Christmas
2-1.
good.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 as well, Ryan. I think we're definitely going to concede, unfortunately, which is a grand shame. But yeah, 2-1. I'm going to go with.
Do I
as
say
well.
3-1
So,
then
yeah,
to be
2-0,
different?
2-1. Oh, you can if you want.
Well, because we can. Let's face it, we can. We're a good team. If you take out the occasion of the game,
You never can take it.
if you put the teams on
I-
paper, you'd like to think we can score 3 goals.
I could get with Megan Fox, so.
No, but different. Look, come on. We're a good team. We're a good team. We've got a good.
Thanks,
we've
Ryan.
got a good team.
Shot my piece.
We've got a good team. We've got a good attack. We've got good players up front. Matoma. These are good players. Adingra that we're talking about. It's Pascal Gross, João Pedro. These are players that people want in their teams. So back it 3-1. I mean, it's a decisive, isn't it? It's a killer. Then
Can I quickly say something that makes us laugh at all the predictions? So, Ryan, you're saying that it could be, what did you say, 3-0, 3-1?
I said 3-1. I said because it's a killer, isn't it? If you go 3-1.
Yeah. But they've all been such cagey affairs like the past 8 games. So it's been 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 2-1 Palace, 1-0, 1-0 Palace, 1-0, then 2-1. The last time where someone scored 3 goals in the fixture was in 2018 at home when we beat them 3-1. So they're always
Records are there to be broken, Ben.
True, but they're always very cagey affairs. I mean, you think that because we score so many goals, we could do. But then, yeah, it just doesn't happen like that. But we will see. I hope my 2-0 scoreline comes true. Or even
Probably
more.
could be 1-1 again, isn't it?
Let's put 6 past them. Why not?
Right, boys, it's been an absolute pleasure as per usual. Everyone watching, please do like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and of course, if you're listening on all Apple and Spotify platforms, give us a review. Give us a little, 5-star review if you fancy it. Also, comments down below. Give us your score predictions. We want to hear what you think will happen, or just give us a general sort of rundown of what you think might happen in the Palace game. And yeah, that's pretty much it, boys. Any last comments?
Up the Albion.
Just hope we beat him. I really just hope we beat him. Be nice to win there for once. Just hope we win.
Right, and on that note,
AJ.
peace.
Peace.